Hey everybody, Max here with Ridgeline Fence Deck. Today we're going to be taking a look at our ornamental steel fencing. We'll be starting off first with taking a look at the process prior to the installation of the fence, and then also the installation itself and what makes our product a little bit different from what's typically offered here on our market in Minnesota. Let's get into it. One of the most common questions we get asked by homeowners every day is, will Ridgeline be the one pulling the permit for their fence project? And the answer is always yes. We are a licensed general contractor with the state of Minnesota, and so it's really important, in our opinion, that the contractor is the one pulling the permit. That way, if anything's not done up to code, if the city ever has any problems, we will be the ones dealing with it, not you, the homeowners. We also believe that as a reputable company here in Minnesota, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're handling all that stuff prior to the project beginning so the homeowner doesn't have to worry about it. The next point to touch on is that we'll be installing your fence in as little as 1 day. No project ever takes us more than 2 days here at Ridgeline Fence Deck. That's important because we're seeing a lot of companies go ahead and do one of two things. If they're going to dig and set, they're going to go ahead and install the post 1 day and then come back about 4 to 8 weeks later once the concrete is properly cured to install the rest of the fence. The other thing that we see contractors doing is going ahead and driving the post just like we do, but then they're having a separate crew come back in that same time frame about 4 to 8 weeks later to go ahead and finish building the fence. It's really important to us to have that fence installed as quick as possible without sacrificing any quality in the process. The last thing we want to touch on today is the idea that Ridgeline will not be subcontracting out your project to somebody else. We will be the one installing your brand new fence. You'll see our team members with our company shirts out building your fence through the entire process. All right, so taking a look at the product itself now, here's what our ornamental steel fencing looks like. It's going to come in a gloss black finish, and it's going to have 3 horizontal rails running for each panel, and then the vertical bars between. For our post installation, we always use a no-dig installation method. And so what that means is there's not going to be any concrete in the footing. There's actually going to be a galvanized steel pipe that's driven at least 4 feet in the ground. That post is going to be driven in the ground versus concreted in for 2 main reasons. First of all, since it's driven 4 feet, we're guaranteeing there's never going to be any heaving issues with your post long term. With a typical concreted in footing, that footing is going to be about 2 to 3 feet in the ground for ornamental fence, meaning that water can get below that footing during the spring and fall thaw cycles, freeze, and then cause that footing to heave up over time. We're below the frost line, so we won't have any of those issues, and we actually offer a lifetime warranty against it. So any heaving, warping, twisting, cracking, rotting, anything a typical concreted footing would do and more, we warranty for as long as you own the fence. The second thing to talk about is the idea that if you dig holes, there's a lot of dirt coming out of the ground, and homeowners are going to be the ones that are typically left with that dirt. The contractor isn't going to be disposing of it. And so if you have a nice grassed yard, or you just don't want to deal with the dirt, going with a no-dig installation is far superior. Everything's clean. There's no mess, nothing at all. With ornamental fencing, you're going to see 2 main offerings when it comes to the material itself. You're going to see steel like we see here, and there's also aluminum on the market as well. The benefits with steel is it's going to be a lot stronger than aluminum. When I talk about strength, I'm talking about the ability to pull the bars apart. Steel is going to be a whole lot stronger. And then also panel sag over time. With dogs and kids jumping on the panel, the steel is going to hold up so much better than aluminum is going to hold up. A question we get asked quite a bit about our steel fencing is, am I going to have any rusting issues down the road? That's a great question. Our finish is going to be a galvanized and then powder coated finish, meaning you're not going to have any rusting issues down the road. And we offer a 5-year warranty on the craftsmanship and material itself. And then obviously our installation warranty with the posts being a lifetime warranty against those heaving, warping, anything at all. For our gates, we always make sure if it's necessary to custom contour the gates to the ground. You can see here there's a slight grade up to the house, and so for this double gate system, we had these welded and fabricated at our shop to follow the contour. So there's not any gaps or weird spots underneath the fence. Also with our gates, we have self-closing hinges. So you can see here, if you accidentally leave a gate open, it's always going to close behind itself. I appreciate you guys taking the time today to go over the process with how we install our ornamental steel fencing and what makes it a little bit different for our market here in Minnesota. If you have any questions or just want to learn more, give us a call, 612-868-4879. Thank you.